Testing. 1, 2, 3. Test. All right, looks like it's working beautifully. Hello, Reaper. Very good to see you. Happy Devil's Night. Happy Devil's Night, everybody. I love Devil's Night. It is the night of my annual Halloween party. So I guess tonight you're all invited. Greetings, Aptum. We're gonna go with Aptum. Let me go ahead and just close out of the Discord. Cool. I got the story all pulled up right here in front of me. Hey, Mina. Thanks for stopping in. Very much appreciated. Devane, hello and welcome. Also very happy to see Dark Angel here tonight. Just want to put that out there. If you can hear people laughing and giggling in the background, it is because I have guests over for the Halloween party. So just want to go ahead and just put that out there. But I did go ahead and lock them in a back room. It is the night before Halloween after all. Sure. Come on over.
Yay. I'm kind of chair.
Just gonna wait a few more minutes to officially kick it off. Somebody else wants to say hello.
Hello, everybody. It is I.
It's Phoenix. Cinnamon Spice.
Phoenix Cinnamon Spice Potato Thing.
Zing Zing. Shiloh. You know her as the channel mascot.
And the Discord taker over.
Mia says hello. Reaper says hello. Everybody else says aw and hearts. So you are well loved. She's plugging away on her little computer over here next to me. She's kind of my emergency technician. Should anything technically go wrong, she's here to help me solve that problem. So much love to the daughter. Yeah, she's she's awesome. PA Nightmares. Hello, how are you? He also says hello, Shiloh. Christine Baker, welcome. Sorry, I didn't see you jump in earlier, so I am saying hello now. Again, still got a few more minutes, 8 more minutes until I go ahead and officially kick off the stream. Just like to make that red dot appear, so that way people are filing in, and then maybe by the time that we start the story, I have my little camera cover on, but apparently sometimes it still leaks through, so there is still a slight chance of a wardrobe malfunction, aka face reveal. So that's why I have my camera pointed downward at my desk, just in case it does happen to come on through, because on occasion I have been able to pick up my face through my camera sleeve. Well, welcome back, Wrath. I'm glad you rejoined us. Yes, I am glad you're good to PA Nightmares. Welcome, everybody. Happy Devil's Night. Love Devil's Night. I do have probably about 2 gallons of drunken pumpkin I have to get to after this stream. So if you guys are interested in that recipe, I'll go ahead and I will relay that to you later on during the stream. If you want to write down those ingredients, it is fantastic. It is a pumpkin punch. It is alcoholic, but it is very, very tasty.
It smells really nice too.
Shiloh says it smells really nice too. It is traditional. My wife actually got it right out of one of her Wiccan books. It is a witch's brew. And like I said, it is absolutely phenomenal. Nice, Reaper. I'm actually working on a series and then another story at the moment. Plus, I'm editing another project, and obviously, I'm currently going with the the weeks ahead in videos and stuff like that. So, I know what it's like to have your multiple irons in the fire. It can get a little bit hectic. So, best of luck to you, my friend. Dark Angel, aka says hello. Shiloh.
Hello. I guess I should be screaming your name and exclamation points too. So Dark Angel.
Oh, you're on the stream?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny. I did not know. She's actually watching it on her Switch.
I told you I was your co-pilot.
And I believe my wife is in the back with the guests watching it on her phone. So I don't know how good the connection is. I know a lot of times I go back and listen to the live streams and there's a lot of ding, bang, and I don't know. My internet should be fantastic, should be screaming. So I'm hoping so far the stream is coming through clear. Oh, and Orphan says hello as well.
I saw. Hello, oh man.
Okay, cool. 5 more minutes. I believe that's probably closer to 4.5 by now. Yeah, we're actually 4 minutes. So 4 minutes, we will officially kick it off. Pockets is in the back. I don't know if she can comment. I don't know what account she's on. But yes, I'm sure that she is saying hello. And I will be unlocking my captives after I am done with the story. So at that point, you might hear a little bit of extra background noise, but that's basically just, Q&A and Drunken Pumpkin recipe and the reveal of tomorrow night's story. Remember, tomorrow night's Saturday premiere is not going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be 9 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and 7 p.m. Pacific Time. So everything, basically, it'll be pushed back 2 hours for everybody tomorrow. Hopefully, this will give you a little bit more time to get some of your Halloween activities, maybe wrapped up or just maybe under control, whatever the case may be. Because tomorrow's video is an hour long. So just wanted to go ahead and put that out there. I will be throwing up the premiere page during this stream, so you guys can go ahead and get into that and set your notifications and stuff like that, your reminders. And but I just couldn't do that last week like I do all the time with all the other videos, because I really wanted to build hype, but this already carries a bunch of hype with it. So I just wanted to go ahead and blam. This is what tomorrow's video is, and shock everybody. So I do not have a Halloween backdrop set up. I have my bloody sheet backdrop set up, so it's kind of Halloween like. I'm always decorated for Halloween. But usually you'll see that most of the time the streams are in the dark. Like this, it's a black screen. I do apologize for that. It's mostly because I don't want to do a face reveal or an accidental reveal. But I will probably introduce, once we kick it off here in about a minute and a half, face to face. After that, who knows? After the story, I might turn on the camera here and there. I am prepared to turn the camera on. My house is always decorated for Halloween. I actually just had this discussion with somebody at the gas station today. They were, hey, that's a nice mask, that my COVID mask. That's a nice mask. And I'm like, my hat is also a mask, and I'm wearing my Friday the 13th shirt, and I'm wearing my hockey mask bling necklace. And it's like, yeah, that's you're really decked out for the season. I'm like, no, it's just my time of year. This is how I always am. Like, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, my house is always decorated. I don't believe you missed anything. No, we haven't yet to kick it off. We still it has not yet started. You still have another 40 seconds to be precise. This is just the get the red dot on, so some people will file in and then not miss the beginning of the story once we start in, because obviously then that happens a lot. If I just started up at 9 and start reading at like 9:03 or whatever, 9:33, started up at 9:30, people will file in at like 9:40, 9:45 and be like, oh, what did I miss? And so I start 10 minutes early. Yes, you are on time, Jill. Absolutely. And tomorrow too might be, like I said, a bit easier for you. I just was explaining to everybody else, and we'll be saying this a few times throughout tonight's stream. just as more and more people join. Tomorrow night's premiere will be at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time instead of 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So basically, whatever time the Saturday premieres start for you, it'll be pushed back 2 hours. And it is 9:30. So, do this. Yeah, I suppose that's good enough. I'm in costume now, guys. Excellent. That'll work. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the stream. This is awesome. I'm glad you guys could join me for Devil's Night. Devil's Night's a really big thing for me. It's always the night of my Halloween party. It's a little hard to have a Halloween party on Halloween because there's so much other stuff going on. So yeah, really glad you guys were able to stop in. Again, I'm in costume. This is not my costume for tomorrow night. Just a costume for the Halloween party. So that way I'm obeying the rules, even the rules of Devil's Night. So thank you, PA. Oh, so I guess so. I am sorry, Jill. I did not realize that would mean 4 a.m. for you. I did not realize that the premiere is premiered for you at 2 a.m. in the morning. So actually, that might be a good thing. Maybe you could go to sleep earlier and then wake up and actually be able to catch it in the morning. You don't got to stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning to watch the premiere. So that might actually be a good thing. Maybe. I don't know. Guess it depends on how you look at it. Hey, Boggs, how's it going? Thank you, Dark Angel. Thank you very much. This is actually one of my favorite masks that I made. This is my part 4 mask, obviously. I think I don't know, kind of nailed the markings and the coloring and stuff like that. So this is one of my favorites. So yeah, again, just going through, reading some stuff. I don't mean to daze off on you. Again, I don't know if you can hear them in the back or not. I did check my microphone. It didn't really seem to be picking them up all that well. So
yeah, you can't hear them.
That's pretty cool. All right. Oh,
Cat Jason.
And apparently, I've just been turned into Cat Jason. And there's Shiloh.
Hi.
So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess we'll get ready to go ahead and get into the story, right? I'm sure you guys you're here for the dead, and I think that's the whole purpose of the stream. So we can go ahead and get ready to kick that off. Hey, sexy Grandma Darkness, how are you? Yeah, she likes to troll me for sure. What she does. I pull up the document here for the story. Let me find my soda. I don't think it's a good idea to be drinking, sipping on drunken pumpkin punch while getting ready to read a story. Not.
It would be entertaining.
It would be very entertaining. I agree. All right. Well, guys, wish me luck with this one. This is a little bit longer than a usual live stream read, probably closer to 20 minutes or a little bit more. So lots of screw ups are inbound. So just bear with me, okay? Hey, Kim, how are you? Glad you could make it here with us. Happy Devil's Night. Happy Devil's Night. Oh yes. Good luck. I can't even talk. Can't even say good luck. It doesn't bode well. All right, guys. Let's readjust the microphone here. And we'll get into it. This is out of the new book that I just published at the very end of September called Hell's Boulevard, Behind the Mask of Madness. I did read this once on my previous channel, and it is included in that book. Again, I just felt like this is just very appropriate for the holiday. It's not necessarily Halloween themed, but it just suits it well, I feel. So cool. Let's let's kick it off. I call this one The Dead. Loneliness is a killer. At least, that's the way it is now. Today was a good one. I found some bottled water and canned food from a gas station. The interiors of most buildings are thick with the smell of rotten meat and death, but that's to be expected now. It's been weeks since I've seen another living being. I suppose that I enjoyed the isolation at first, but as time goes on, and with each waking day, I find myself longing for companionship. The only comforting sounds that I'm left with is a desolate, howling wind and the occasional rattle of distant debris. It's amazing who we're capable of becoming, how adaptable we really are. I being the last living testament that I am aware of. I was a banker. I wore a suit and shiny shoes to work. I shaved every morning and owned a Ford Focus. I was a husband and a father. Now, I have nothing. Everything has been torn away, and all has been taken. A name, my name, is no longer important, for there is no one to tell it to. The only distinguishable feature that I own, the one thing that sculpts me into definition, is the fact that I am. There was a time that to simply exist was to fade into the background and lack personal identification. Now, it's all that's required. As far as I know, humanity is dead. I, for some unknown reason, am either immune or avoided to, excuse me, am either immune or avoided contraction. But immunity is the more likely source. In the end, people were gathering in large hospitals and burying themselves in personal bunkers in hopes of self-preservation. But in culmination, the Great Death, as I have come to call it, seized everything. It wasn't just people. It was animals, insects, plants. Even the water had turned foul and become too poisonous to even purify. Whatever this is, it infected all exposed water and altered it into an impalpable brownish muck that has likely killed all aquatic life. Suicide has crossed my mind many times, but I'm curious to see how long I can ride out these end days. I will see my beloved family soon enough, I imagine. I take a plastic bottle from the pack on my back and open it to give myself a large sip of water in an attempt to wash the remnants of the gas station's air from the inside of my mouth, emphasized by my nose. The smell of that place was stiflingly excuse me. The smell of that place was so stiflingly putrid. I could literally taste the rotting flesh in my mouth. I had hoped the water would work, but the smell remained. Lessened, but there. Omnipresent. That's when I realized that it was not caused by the lingerings of my previous location, but the outside air itself. The heat of the day, combined with that of the previous days, had bloated the corpses in that Sunoco station. 2 clerks lay dead behind the counter, their bellies fat with gases created by the decomposition of internal organs. 3 more corpses were in similar states, and they were found laying in the aisles, likely the store's final customers. A month ago, I would have vomited at the smell alone, but I've noticed that I'm becoming a little desensitized to it all. But now, the smell was filling the outside air. The mass of putrefying corpses in the summer heat had begun to give off a holistic stink, one that a buzzard would be able to detect for miles, if there were any animals to feed upon all of the dead flesh. It would at least help to alleviate the foulness in the air a little. But instead, all would-be animals suffered the same fate and only made their own contributions to the stink in the air. Dead birds littered the landscape, as they had done each day since they had plummeted from the sky. The world just seemed to stop. It seemed to just die when everything else did. Thinking of my wife and children, I began my long walk back towards what I have only just to begin calling home. I began my long walk back towards what I had only just come to begin calling home. Home was now an abandoned police station. The place required nearly no post-death cleanout, as most of the officers must have been out on calls at the time, trying to assist the plethora of sick. A single dispatcher was left behind the command center desk, slumped over on the dash, with the dispatch microphone still in his hand. The guy probably gave his last breath trying to help his brothers in arms, even though I moved in long before decay had really begun to set in. The smell was still quite noticeable in the small space. So, I drug what was left of the uniformed man and placed him in one of the interrogation rooms, thus giving me complete run of the rest of the police station, corpse-free. It took about another 2 days for the smell to dissipate, though likely building to unimaginable levels in the room boasted with the two-way mirror. Rationing items that I had last scavenged, I was able to hunker down for a total of 4 days before having to venture out again for food. I figured that I would head out at sundown and avoid the heat of the day, hopefully avoiding the ever-increasing wretched odor. I soon found myself, I soon found my plan ineffective. When I first opened the door to greet the outside world yet again, I was welcomed with a repugnant stench that invaded my nostrils, causing me to gag and regurgitate a little in my mouth before I forced myself to swallow, attempting to blockade the foul odor by pulling my shirt up over the lower portion of my face. I was instantly reminded of an event from my childhood. When I lived with my parents, I would have to walk down the dead-end road that we lived on to its end and meet the bus there for school. It was when I was about 9 years old that I first became acquainted with the smell of death. For those of you that have never had the displeasure of smelling a rotting corpse, don't expect an explanation that can give it justice, at least not the justice it deserves. Rancid meat is one thing, but when you add in bile, feces, and all other aromatic substances, and leave it in the sun for a month, it takes on a definition all its own. On a morning like any other when I was 9, I walked to the bottom of that little road to find something I had never experienced. The air had a slight tang in it. The closer I got to the main road, the stronger the smell got. I looked both ways, crossed the street, and walked over to the guardrail. I then discovered a fresh deer carcass, apparently hit by a vehicle a few days prior. I stared for a while, not fearful or disgusted, as I had been around those who had harvested venison my whole life. I then resumed my position on the other side of the road and waited for the school bus to arrive. I told a few of the other kids on the bus, but honestly, I forgot about it. At least, until each evening when I arrived home, and each morning when I would return to school. The ominous smell of rotting deer would remind me as soon as I would enter its presence. I probably should have said something to my mom or some other adult, as I now know why you're supposed to inform animal control when you kill a deer on the roadway. But at the age of 9, I didn't think to do so. I figured nature would take care of it. And nature certainly took its course. Over the period of the next few weeks, that smell got worse and worse until I could barely even wait at the bottom of the road. And upon entering the bus itself, I discovered that the scent had been so strong it had started clinging to my clothes. Of course, kids are relentless, and this did me no favors. That was the smell I was greeted with now, only so much more intense. I imagine that opening. Excuse me. I imagine that opening that police station door would be similar to placing that decaying and putrefied deer carcass in the heating vent, turning it on full blast, and sticking my head inside. The shirt covering my mouth did nearly nothing. I figured my olfactory satiety would take hold, but I continued to inhale that putrid air without respite. It was as if it was too strong for my body's natural defenses, for such homeostatic mechanisms to react. I needed food, and I knew where to get it. It was just a matter of getting there. And if I had to brave the foulest of aromas imaginable, I would do so. That's when it hit me. Riot gear. The police certainly had stashes of gear to combat riot gases and such. It was just a matter of finding the right set of keys. This was actually much easier than I thought it would be. The door for the armaments cage wasn't even locked. It was probably left as such due to pandemic panic. Face shielded from the almost toxic air, I once again left for the gas station, about a mile away. I had only walked about 50 feet and froze where I stood. I had been just walking along and didn't even realize it. The birds. All of them were gone. Not a predator or scavenger in sight. No rain or windstorms. They were all certainly dead. Despite my fear, my aching stomach rumbled. I had an empirical need to press on. Now free of the ever-presence of necrotic potpourri, I found it easier to take note of the landscape itself and how much things had changed in such a short period of time. The streets were randomly littered with abandoned vehicles, some still occupied by the remnants of whoever was some still occupied by the remnants of whoever was in them when they had last been running. The windows on most of the buildings had all been broken out, a result of vandals and riots during the last few days of civilization as we knew it. A moderate layer of dust covered everything, from the cars in the road to the human corpses on the pavement beside them, dulling everything down into an almost monotone brown hue. The world had already turned into something almost cliché in its post-apocalyptic appearance. It wasn't much longer until the gas station was upon me. Once I stepped inside, I instantly noticed that the bodies on the floor had ruptured. The heat had gotten so intense that their bodies had become so bloated, and they had literally burst. This released their putrefied insides to the walls and floors around them. The sight of it was nearly more than I could take, but I refused to take off the mask, to vomit and expose my senses to the air beyond. So, I choked it back closed my eyes, and composed myself. It's just a little decaying matter, right? I repeated to myself, relentlessly in my thoughts. Needless to say that when I reopened my eyes and began to search for canned goods, I was a little more selective over what I would allow myself to take. I'm sure the contents were fine, but I felt that I'd have trouble eating anything from a can that I would first have to wipe clean the stuck-on human blood and gore. Not taking any more time from that not taking any more time in that nightmarish setting than I needed to, I hurriedly finished my shopping with some more bottled water from the non-functioning cooler and stuffed it into my pack, leaving with a quickened pace. For the first time in a long time, I felt relief. Such a sensation was odd, given the given the setting. But at that moment, I felt that anything would be better than this place. I eagerly made my way back to my current place of residence. This little excursion had me seriously thinking of finding another place to gather resources. Braving such a hellish sight just didn't seem worth it unless absolutely necessary. I had gotten so used to being alone that the slightest out-of-place noise in my surroundings set off instantaneous alarms in my brain. I was nearly back when I heard something that set off one of these red flags. At first, I thought it could have been thunder. If the rain would bring it the same... Excuse me? Hold on, gotta find... There we go. If the rain would bring with it the same poison as the oceans, lakes, and other bodies of water, immediate shelter would prove imperative. But upon inspection of the sky above, only a shining moon surrounded by twinkling diamonds could be seen. Then, I heard it again. This time, I knew it not to be the roll of thunder, but a distant growl. But that was impossible, or so I thought. I hadn't seen anything alive in weeks. Then, I remembered the birds. Maybe there was some scavenger lurking around. After all, I survived. Maybe something else did too. I turned my head to greet the source in the direction it had come from, with trembling in my bones. Even if something was still alive, one or two predators would not be able to consume thousands of dead animals at once. I pondered the situation, still, as my eyes landed upon a distant beast. A wolf, of all things. The creature was beautiful, almost majestic, and yet there was something awkward about it. Its fur was dirty with blood and earth. A thick foam oozed and hung low from its jaw, swinging in the gusts of wind that graced it. And its eyes, which were indistinguishably excuse me. And its eyes, which were indistinguishably bizarre, were focused right on me. The thing was at least 100 yards away or more, standing at the end of the side street. But I knew from its starving eyes and muscle tension that I would have to run for my life to make it to the police station and inside before it would reach me and tear me to pieces. I began my sprint as soon as it broke into stride, never taking its distant, glaring eyes from me. I ran as fast as I could. I even ditched the backpack, hoping the scent would be enough to distract the beast. But as I heard the approaching patter of padded paws on pavement close the distance between us, I knew the idea had failed as well. It was now just an all-out race to the door. Either I would make it, or I wouldn't. Simple as that. I honestly thought that I was dead, that this would finally all be over. But I guess I'm still fast enough, or it was too weakened by famine or thirst to catch me. But I had made it inside and closed the door behind me just as the thing collided with it on the other side and let out a... Excuse me, one more time. But I had made it inside and closed the door behind me just as the thing collided with it on the other side and let out a yelp. A few moments of silence passed before I heard a monotone growl. One that repeated itself over and over, never going far from the door. That thing was certainly determined. Then, another loud bang. This one was different from the last, and by hearing the growl behind the banging, not moving or changing in intensity, it became very clear that the banging was not coming from the canine. Something else was beating on the door. I swallowed hard, took a step forward, and went to peer through the reinforced windows. But before I had a chance to take a peek, there was another bang. This one shook me to my bones, for it didn't come from beyond the door. The banging and clawing at the door intensified, but it was the previous sound that had my heart pumping. There was no way. Slowly, I crept into the observation chamber beside the interrogation room. Inside, behind the glass, highlighted with rotten facial tissue that distorted his features, glared the police station dispatcher with an intense hunger in his jaundiced, yellow eyes. Whew, that is The Dead. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in. I'm going to go let my captives out of their room. Give me 1 second.
Hi everyone, it's Shiloh. I'm stealing this for 5 seconds. Okay, goodbye.
Cool. All right. So, yeah, that was The Dead. I am aware that Shiloh just hijacked me for like a second or two. I just let my captives out of the back room. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the story. Hope you did get it. Basically, at the end, all the dead things came back to life. That's why the birds were gone. That's why the wolf was there, and that's where the banging was coming from on the other side of the interrogation room where he stuffed the dispatcher. So, yeah. Thank you. Not your typical zombie story. I wanted to save the zombies for basically the twist ending. Very cool, guys. And again, I'm so sorry for like all the screw ups. I did warn you it was a bit longer than my typical live reading. Obviously, the book is worded a little bit better than I was kind of chewing on those words, but yeah, that one's taken directly out of Hell's Boulevard, Behind the Mask of Madness. I am very proud of that book. So yeah, definitely highly recommended. Pumpkin libations. Hell's yeah. I'm glad you guys liked it. Very cool. So all right. So I'm gonna go ahead now while you're sitting here and just commenting on the story and stuff. I'm gonna nonchalantly head down here and select. Let's see. We're gonna change this to public. It's not as set as schedule. Premiere tomorrow at 10 o'clock. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. And we want New York time set as a premiere. Done. And then playlists season 2. 13 Days of Halloween, and one more playlist. Oh yeah, and premiering next Saturday. Cool. So yeah, I think we're good there. And save. So the premiere page for tomorrow's story should be up and available now. Tomorrow's premiere. If you, I don't want to ruin it for you, but if you guys want to know the title, I'm about ready to spit it out. So, spoiler alert, whatever that warning sound would be. Tomorrow's story, it will be 1 hour and 6 minutes long. It will feature 11 different voice actors and over 60 sound effects, with a very elaborate slasher style intro and outro, entitled A Return to Locust Lake.
Dun, dun, dun.
So if you guys are fans of the Locust Lake series, if you guys are waiting, been waiting for the Locust Lakes to come back, they're back. So it's going to be a pretty epic blowout tomorrow. There's a lot of people that have helped out with this: Spirit Voices, Pennytails Up, Celestial Nor. There's a ton of voice actors in this. It's going to be an epic ride. So just wanted to go ahead and put that out there. But yeah, so I can't go to. I can. I forgot I have the power to type. All right, let's go to my channel. Yep, there it is. Cool. Cool. All right. Yep. Premieres in 23 hours. All right. Cool. So everything went up correctly. Yep. Locust Lake is back. It is back.
After it feels like 300 years, it's finally here.
Yes, finally it is. It is finally back. So I'm very, very happy to go ahead and get that released and let you guys know that it's coming. Locust Lake is back. I've had a few people ask me if we were ever going to return to Locust Lake, and yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. A return to Locust Lake.
Now let's all have a mini dance party for Locust Lake.
So yeah, let's. I'm just gonna cheers you here. I'll cheers you with my vape. I don't want to cheers a drunken pump. You know what? It's. I'm done reading. So
I have Pepsi.
I'm gonna get. Hold on. I'm gonna go get my. I'm gonna refill my cup of pumpkin here. Go ahead, Shiloh. You can hijack the stream while I'm filling pumpkin.
See, now it has permissions. Hello. I exist. Dad's grabbing drunken pumpkin. I have Pepsi.
All right, Munchkin.
Now I leave. Well, it's not really hijacking if I have your consent.
Yeah. Well, keep my seat warm, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, cheers to. Oh, you've just finished. That's great. You finished the Locust Lake book today. Yeah, that's epic. So yeah, very much perfect timing. CJ, I would absolutely be open to that idea. I don't believe I've ever reached out to Junior or Creeps. I've reached out to MCP a few times. Just doesn't really seem to. Stars never seem to align. So, I mean, I'm not against the idea, but I'm not holding my breath. Yes, cheers. Cheers to Locust Lake.
Cheersy.
With drunken pumpkin. Which, by the way, I guess I should go ahead and give you guys that recipe now. So hopefully you're prepared. You've gotten your pens, your papers, your Word documents, whatever it is that you want to write on. So basically the first ingredient is a bottle of spiced rum. You're going to want to go ahead and infuse that with cinnamon. Get cinnamon sticks. Don't use 100 proof rum. I've tried it before. It just makes the punch a little bit too strong, in my opinion. A little too much kick. Basically, you take 2 or 3. Doesn't have to be a lot. Cinnamon sticks. Put them inside the bottle of rum and let them soak in the bottle of rum for about 2 weeks, maybe longer. You really want that rum to become cinnamon infused. Go get a quart. Does not a gallon, like a half gallon. Get a half gallon of your favorite kind of cider. Don't skimp out on the cider. Make sure it's real good apple cider. Get a bottle of Ocean Spray cranberry juice. Again, it's real good top stuff. And then also get a bottle of like maybe Schweppes or Canada Dry ginger ale. And then what you're gonna do is get a large pumpkin, basically the size of a punch bowl. You're gonna cut out the top of it, and you're gonna scoop all the stuff out. You don't carve it like you would a pumpkin because it's what it is. It's gonna be a punch bowl. Take all the stuff out. Then you take all your 4 bottles, your rum, your cider, your cranberry juice, and your ginger ale, and you dump it into a large pot. You put it on a stove, and you heat it, but don't boil it. That's important because you'll boil off the alcohol, obviously. Get it nice and hot, and then you dump it inside the hollowed out pumpkin, which will give it a little bit of a pumpkin flavor to it as well, and serve warm. Serve it warm. It's fantastic. That's all I can say. It is fantastic, and it is a legit witch's brew. So perfect for your Devil's Night parties. Yes, Fuzzy. It is pumpkin punch. It is yes, it is alcoholic. I suppose you could make a non-alcoholic version. But what fun is that?
But then it wouldn't be drunken pumpkin. It would just be
Pumpkin.
drinking pumpkin.
It would just be drinking pumpkin. PA, it is highly recommended, man. It really does taste like warm, tangy, cinnamony apple cider. It's just very, very, very good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. It seems like you enjoyed it. I'm glad you guys are excited for tomorrow's premiere.
I think everybody is.
The return to Locust Lake
I mean, no one could not be excited for Locust Lake.
Is going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Got a non-alcoholic, go wash your mouth. Sorry, Fussy. I will wash it out with some drunken pumpkin. How's that? Deal? Deal. Shiloh's here drinking Pepsi with me. She's cheersing. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Tink.
So let me go ahead and get my mask so I turn on the camera. Flaked off. All right. Hello.
So you even prepared. You killed someone just for this live stream.
I did. Yeah. That's what I do. Kill people for live streams. Cheers. So, well, I can't really drink it through my mask. I'll have to save the cheers for later.
Sad.
Glad you guys liked it. Cool beans. I was going to miss out. I'm not missing out. I'm going trick or treating. I know there's a few people that are. Listen, the New York State governor explicitly said he's not canceling Halloween. Okay,
You can't cancel a day.
There are going to be less people participating for sure, right? Not everybody's going to participate, but there's still going to be some people that are going to be leaving out candy bowls and stuff like that. Might not get as much candy, but whatever we've got left over at the end of the night, we're going to divide amongst ourselves as well. So to us, no change. Not going to miss Halloween because Halloween's still happening.
Yeah. We even have a mask.
I bet it would be good for Christmas. Though I don't know if you'd be able to get a pumpkin in December.
Yeah.
Maybe. Wife says you can, so maybe you can.
You could make a cup version and just use a pie pumpkin as a cup.
I could fit a straw in here. Maybe I should work on that sometime, Fuzzy. We are still live. Hello, you're on camera.
It's okay.
Smile. This is Mom. She says hi. Dunk your head in. It's the family.
It's the family.
I'm
It's
tiny.
the told you spooky Halloween family, and we are all dressed up.
You're
My wife's
so
dressed as a
tall.
witch. My daughter
I
is
am
a cat,
witch.
and I am. Well, geez, take a guess. So
I wonder who you could possibly
brought
be.
the whole family to the party tonight.
You have a Jason ponytail.
I know.
Yes, he does.
So cool. All right, guys.
Do you need any more pumpkin ale?
Will you adopt me?
No room.
That's not true. We have an extra room.
No, that's the game room.
No, I know.
Do you need any more pumpkin?
Just refilled,
Okay.
and I can't drink with my mask on.
Oh, we should have got straws.
Not without it. That's what they said.
Stick it through one of the holes. I have a spoon.
Dark Angel says pockets.
Hello.
And so yeah, we are all here. We are all having a party, and yeah, I think I'm gonna get to drinking some of this drunken pumpkin,
83-year-old grandma
which
dance.
means I'm gonna have to go ahead and just turn off this camera so I can take off this mask.
Put your thumb over it.
Why? No.
No.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. I get it. I'm being stupid. Never mind. Not using brain.
Dingus.
So cool.
Oh, I heated that up a little too more.
Yep, that is the missus all dressed up, and Shiloh and everybody is basically this is this is like the family Christmas over here.
Yep.
And I gotta say, this drunken pumpkin is really good.
Oh my God, Jasmine loved it.
Told you, good batch this year.
And so did Jay. They cannot wait to
I don't know, man. Maybe adoption from a distance. I don't have enough room or money for room and board. Maybe in the future.
Maybe.
I have to sell some more books.
I could end up having a brother. You never
Hey,
know.
creepy clown girl,
You
welcome.
have a brother.
Glad you were able to make it. No, it's the. Here, I will show you real quick. It is this.
Da, 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 da.
This is the hat that I'm wearing. So it's really long. It's one of those really long hats that, like, sits here and like dangles way off the back. So with the hockey mask on, it looked like I had a Jason ponytail. That's what was meant.
I love it. I think it's perfect. Is that bad? It's a good thing.
And see, told you. Sometimes the light still comes through. There's still an opportunity for an accidental face reveal.
Hey, that's the guy from the stand.
So yeah, no mullets. But yeah, my hat is also a mask.
No mullet.
My
That's
friend in
great.
school recently got a mullet.
That's
Okay,
cool.
that's cool. It's very 80s.
Yeah, it is.
I'm cool with that because it's very 80s. You know who
Mommy?
likes mullets? Jason.
Mommy constantly always has a shag haircut. That's easy.
Yeah, that's what Jason does with the dead bodies. He just gives them all mullets.
So I absolutely love you guys. I really do want to thank you for tuning in. Unless you guys got any more questions or you guys think I should hang out for a little bit longer, I might now go ahead and just get this closed down. So that way I can get the horror movies going, and I should probably get back to HorrorCon, which, by the way, it's another thing I want to touch base on again, I guess, real quick. If you guys aren't going to HorrorCon or you don't know what it is, please send me an instant message or DM me. I can walk you through the process on how to set up VR chat on your computer. You do not need a VR headset to play VR chat. You just need your computer. So if you think you're capable of joining VR chat, it is a free program to download. It doesn't cost you anything. That is where HorrorCon is at, and it is lasting all through this weekend, all the way up until and through Monday. So it's going on right now, and it has been a blast. So I hope I hope you guys, if you're able to join, if you're able to come and enjoy like the festivities and the panels and check out everybody's booths and stuff like that, like by all means come and check it out. It's the first horror convention in VR ever, so it's a bit of a historic event. It's pretty awesome. So that's awesome, Mia, but like if you're running out of time, like at this point you may just want to go ahead and just find like a stock avatar to use and just come with that. Like that's what I'm using. That's what I'm using. I'm using a Jason avatar for me. I don't have like a cleaving thought from bone or sociopathic avatar. I'm just using a Jason avatar. So I mean, just you should come to the con. Just make sure you don't miss out. That's all. That's my biggest concern. I just don't want you to miss out. It's been a lot of fun. So cool. All right, guys. So that is tonight's stream. That is The Dead from the new book Hell's Boulevard, Behind the Mask of Madness. Really happy you guys liked the story. Again, apologize so much for all the screw ups, and hope you guys are looking forward to tomorrow's hour-long epic Locust Lake Halloween blowout. And I will see you all then. Don't forget, premiering at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time instead of 8. So what that means for you is whatever time my premieres on Saturday usually occur, it will be pushed back for 2 hours. Hopefully giving you a little bit of extra time to wrap up your Halloween activities and be able to stop in for an hour and come back to Locust Lake with me. Hope you guys have a great Devil's Night. Remember that the barrier is down tonight, like completely, even more so than on Halloween night. So it is the perfect night for rituals. I did post a ritual story today, so if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, don't forget. Love you all to death. Thanks a ton for coming in. Hope you guys have a fantastic Halloween. Love the orange and black hearts, by the way. It's perfect. It's so festive. Love you guys to death. Whole family says bye. And we all honestly care. So don't be strangers. Don't forget to comment down below. Meet up in the Discord. And yeah, I'll be seeing you around social media. Love you guys to death. Thanks for stopping in. And happy Halloween.
Bye, guys. Stay spooky.